Assalamu alaikum. This is Talk to Farina Najam from Division of Arts and Social Sciences, University of Education, Lower Mall Campus, Lahore. The course title is Advanced Landscape Painting and the course code is 54135. Dear students, hope you are fine. Today in the lecture number 24, I will discuss about what is scumbling in art. Scumbling refers to a painting technique which involves applying a thin layer of paint with a dry brush and a loose hand over an existing layer. The idea is to allow parts of the already existing paint below to remain exposed. In most cases, scumbling is used over dried paint, but you can also use it over wet paint. You just need to be careful with the colors blending together if you are scumbling over wet paint. It is most commonly thought of as an oil painting technique, but it can also be used with acrylic or watercolor paints. When to use scumbling in art? Here are some of the common uses of scumbling. To add texture to the surface, to create a sense of atmosphere and depth, like in the painting by Turner. You can see Turner painting. You can see a sense of atmosphere and depth. To break up a background area to make it less monotonous. To build up highlights on top of a dark background. To make slight adjustment to color shapes to soften the transition from one color to the next. To create a broken color effect which takes advantage of optical color mixing. How to use scumbling? To use the scumbling technique, you should pick up a small amount of paint straight from a tube with a dry brush and apply it loosely to the canvas. You do not want to paint to blend with the existing color or to be so thick that the colors below are completely covered. You want to paint to scumble and break on top. You should also vary the strokes you use so that it does not look repetitive. General tips for scumbling. In general, it is more effective to scumble light colors on top of darker colors. If you are using watercolors, then instead of scumbling white paint on top for your highlights, you should just leave areas of the paper exposed. The white paper is far more effective than white paint as your lightest light. But you could use scumbling to recover any white areas you accidentally cover up. You should avoid using any additional medium or solvents when scubbling. In most cases, paint straight from the tube is the most suitable. Opaque color is often used for this technique rather than transparent color. Opaque color is often used for this technique rather than transparent color. Examples of scubbling. When I think of scubbling, the first artist who comes to mind is Claude Monet. He used the technique in many of his paintings to build up a stunning vibration of color. In particular, his paintings of haystacks, water lilies, and cathedral are great examples of this. Here a painting from his haystacks series. Monet painted this by scubbling numerous layers of color on top of each other. The end result is a vibrant display of oranges, yellows, red, greens, and purples. Monet also scubbed both light and dark colors. Notice the dark reds and greens used for the haystacks and cross. It's a close-up of Monet's scubbling work. You can see. Another example. Here a much cooler painting by Monet from his Water Lilies series, which features a pleasant arrangement of greens, blues, yellows, and purples. Monet used scubbling to build up the dynamic, broken colored surface. In the close-up, you can see all the distinct colors applied layer on layer. It seems he went back and forth scubbling with different greens, blues, purples, and yellows until the canvas was filled with color. Monet's series of paintings of the cathedral demonstrate how you can use scubbling to paint the illusion of texture. In the painting, notice the build-up of blues, purples, and oranges. The broken color creates the illusion of the rough building, which is reiterated by the physical texture of the thick paint. Another painting. Turner used scubbling to paint his atmospheric and moody seascapes and landscapes. He would build up layer upon layer of scubbled yellows, reds, and even blacks, allowing parts of the lighter layer to remain exposed. The end result is a strong ambient effect with the feeling of light bursting through from the background. In this painting, Artist made use of scumbling to paint the choppy water. He painted a rough-colored ground of broken blues and purples. Then, once that layer dried, he scumbled light purples over the top. Notice how the artist followed the contour of the water. You can see. Thanks.